When did Army bureaucracy actually work in your favor? I was 3 months into my deployment in Iraq when my wife back home got diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. Needed immediate surgery, chemotherapy, the whole nightmare scenario. Applied for emergency leave through my chain of command. Captain said he'd expedite it. 2 weeks later, still no approval. Wife's surgery was scheduled and I was stuck in a combat zone. Started making calls. First sergeant said the paperwork was somewhere in the system. Battalion said they never received it. Brigade claimed they needed more documentation. Meanwhile, my wife was facing cancer alone, calling me in tears every night. I was losing my mind, ready to go AWOL just to be with her. That's when Private Davis from personnel pulled me aside. Kid was fresh out of training, lowest rank possible, but he knew something about regulations that nobody else did. Sergeant, did you know about Form 4187 subsection Charlie? He asked. Emergency hardship transfer due to family medical crisis. Never heard of it. Neither had my captain. Davis pulled out this thick manual, started flipping through pages of regulations most officers never read. Turns out there was this obscure provision buried in Army Regulation 600-811. If a family member had a life-threatening illness and local command delayed emergency leave beyond 10 business days, you could request immediate transfer to the nearest stateside unit. Not just leave, permanent transfer, with full benefits and family support services. Davis helped me fill out the paperwork. Had to document every failed leave request, every delay, every excuse my chain of command had given me. Created a paper trail showing bureaucratic negligence. Submitted it directly to Human Resources Command, bypassing local leadership entirely. Used the regulation number as justification for circumventing normal channels. My captain was furious when he found out. You can't just skip the chain of command. Actually, sir, Davis said politely, AR 600-811 specifically allows it in cases of documented administrative failure. 3 days later, orders came down. Immediate transfer to Carson, Colorado. Report date, next available flight, all moving expenses covered by the Army. But here's where it gets even better. Because the transfer was coded as emergency hardship, my wife automatically qualified for enhanced medical benefits. Army paid for her entire treatment at the base hospital. Cancer surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, all covered. Plus she got access to specialized oncology services that would have cost us $50,000 as civilians. My new unit at Carson was incredibly supportive. Commander gave me flexible scheduling for doctor appointments. Fellow soldiers helped with childcare during treatment days. Wife beat the cancer. Clean for 5 years now. We never could have afforded that level of care without Army medical benefits. The irony? My original unit got investigated for administrative incompetence. Turns out they'd been sitting on dozens of emergency leave requests, not just mine. Several families had suffered because of their delays. Captain got relieved of command. First sergeant transferred to a desk job. Battalion commander received a formal reprimand. Private Davis got promoted ahead of schedule. Turns out knowing regulations is more valuable than most people realize. Kid became the go-to guy for complex administrative problems. He eventually went to officer candidate school, became a personnel officer, made it his mission to ensure no family ever went through what mine did. 5 years later, I ran into him at a retirement ceremony. By then, he was a major running personnel operations for an entire brigade. Remember that regulation you found? I asked him. How did you even know about that? He smiled. My mom had cancer when I was in high school. Dad was deployed, couldn't get home. She died while he was fighting bureaucracy. I swore I'd learn every regulation that could help military families. Sometimes the system works exactly as designed. You just need someone who actually knows how to use it. That obscure regulation Davis found has helped hundreds of families since then. Word spreads among military spouses about the cancer transfer rule. My wife still sends him Christmas cards, calls him the soldier who saved our family, because that's exactly what he did.